Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be going to observe pattern. It's very important pattern I feel. Okay, and there's a variation of it which is pops up pattern, which also I might be covering in a separate video. Okay, so for the discussion side, I'll just keep it brief. Basically, what happens with observe pattern is like we have two entities. You can say one is the subject, or you can say observable, and the other is observer, or you can say observer only better. So what happens is like we have a subject, and whenever any state change happens on the subject side of things, it will basically notify all of its dependents who are listening on to its changes. So that whenever there's any change, they get notified and they can do their own stuff. Okay, in very simple terms, I'm explaining it. This will become very clear with the implementation, and I'm doing a very simplified implementation here. Okay, it could have been more complicated, or maybe you can say in another way useful, but anyway, I'll be going with one specific way of implementing it. You can tweak it however you want. Okay, so observe pattern, type, module, close, observable.js, export class, observable, constructor, this.observers, okay, and observer. Remove observer, observer, this dot observers dot for each observer. Let me write something else here. An index. Let me give you option. Okay, and if the observer which is passed is equal to the of, then I'll do this dot observers dot splice index 1. Okay, this will become clear while I use this class, what I'm doing it here. Then notify observers of any new data which is fed to observable. Notify observers data, this dot observers dot for each observer. I'll be calling it. The thing is, like, for our simplified implementation, I'll be pushing whenever I'm saying observer, I'll be pushing just functions. So whenever any changes happens on the observable side of things, basically on this subject, and then those functions will get executed. That's it. You could have made it an instantiate of another class, etc., but I have kept it simple. Okay, let me see if I missed anything. Okay, this looks fine. We'll see if we had missed anything later on. Anyway, so export class I'm already doing here. Let me create an index.js file. Index.js observable. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me do default. Okay, now since I made a class, I'll just create an instance of it. Let observable. Okay, now what I can do is like I can declare some functions which will be the observers in our case. You could have put a different object itself here instead of using a function and done it a different way. I'm just keeping it simple. Okay, so let me write observer1. Whenever it gets any data, it will just do console.log observe1 as well as dollar data. I think I have to do tilde backticks. Anyway, copy two observers I'm making. You can make how much you want. There's no restriction here. That's the power comes up here because there's no dependency here. We can scale it independently in one way. Yeah. So observable dot add observer 1 observer 2. Now if I write observable, one second, yeah, correct only, dot notify observers of some data, new data. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, first let me clear it. Node, can I find one module? Okay, jeez. As you can see, saying observer 1 new data, observer 2 new data. Now I can remove it also. We already have a method for it also. Remove observer. Let me remove observer 1. Okay, and let me create one more. After this, let me write again observer 1 removed. Let's see whether it works fine or not. As you can see, I was able to console log basically these two lines of code. Then this line got executed and removed observer 1 from it. So only observer 2 should have been logged, and as you can see, only observer 2 has been logged, which is observer 2 here. That observer 1 has been removed. Okay, this is very powerful in one way because we can scale it up independently. We can have as many observers as we want. Okay, I've given a very simplified example, but as you can see in here only, you can see the power of it. And one more thing is like we can create an object version also of this. Okay, let me write o observable.js. Let me copy this, paste. Let observable equal to okay, and let me observable is equal to this, and let me clear the node. Again, you could have done it in a different way. I'm just keeping it simple for myself. Anyway, again, I've just converted them to arrow functions. No specific reason for that. Just keeping it simple for myself. And for anyway, yeah, as you can understand, it's working fine. I guess. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay. So let me do export. I'll just export below only. Export default observable. Okay. So let me come here and let me just copy these stuff and let me type. It's not giving no. This is the one more. Okay, and since we are just passing the object only here in this case, let me see what I did wrong. Okay, should be observers. Yeah, and since we are just passing the object only, we can directly invoke it, I guess. So let me write observable. First let me do console.log here. No, not there, here. Okay, so o observable dot add observer, again similar, observer 1 observer 2, copy this. Okay, and yeah, convert these also. Let me just comment these code so that we don't get confused. Save, clear. Let's see where it works or not. As you can see, it's saying observe 1 new data, observe 2 new data, similar to our previous output. Notify observers new data it had done, that's why. Remove observer 1. Again notify observer 1 removed. As you can see, it's working fine. So I think this should be it, I guess. Let me save it again. Okay. So this was it, and this is a very simplified example I felt, but I think it should have clarified a concept, I guess. Okay, and that's it for this video, and thank you and bye.